Hey everybody, Frankie here. I have a very special guest for you today, one of our very own members, Miss Pamela. Thank you for joining us today.
How are you?
So I asked her to join my interview today because I wanted to talk about nutrition and mindset and how those things play the biggest role when it comes to your weight loss and your success along your journey. So Pamela's been with us for about 2 years now. Pamela, can you just run us through what was your mindset like when you first started with nutrition and weight loss?
When I first started at Faster Fitness, I was always a very healthy eater. I liked my food, I liked to cook and prepare, but I still wasn't eating nutritionally sound foods. I would think of fruits as being very healthy, but then I would eat a lot of fruit. I would have fruit at every snack or every meal. And I didn't have a good idea of how my foods work together in order to make me healthy and strong.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say your mindset was when it came to your weight loss and that number on the scale? Because a lot of women out there, they're solely focused on just that number and the scale. Where were you at when you first started with that?
So it's been a very long journey for me from the time I was 12 and now I'm 52. I've always been very focused and afraid of the scale and the number. I always kind of judged myself by how I fit into my clothes. And I knew that I was either heavier or not as heavy. And I think I was definitely terrified to get on the scale at Faster Fitness, and I didn't get on the scale up until February this year. And now I feel that I'm no longer concerned about the number because I'm more focused on how strong I feel and how healthy I feel and my really, really great comfort with the foods that I eat now.
Yeah. So just to recap for you, for the first almost year and a half, she did not step on the scale, or she did not care about, she didn't like that number because of what it did to her emotionally and to her mindset, right? I saw the biggest shift in Pamela, honestly one of the biggest shifts I've ever seen in someone's mindset, just because you can see, she kind of, I'd call it, you had your swagger back. Mm-hmm. The way she would be bouncing around here at 5 a.m. Yes, she works out at 5 a.m. She was always smiling and happy, and it all started when her mindset shifted, right? And then I think when your mindset shifted was when you had your biggest results, right? What was your highest weight? Here, since you've been with us, or if you can remember off the top of your head.
So I think I probably was about 15 pounds heavier than I was here.
Okay.
So.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not going to share my number.
So she 15 pounds heavier, and you kind of were just plateauing, right, at that weight too.
Yes.
And now she is at a weight that she is confident in, and now we're just working at, what was your main goal now for yourself?
Strength and fat loss. I want to just make sure that my muscle is being built appropriately, I'm losing fat, and I really don't even care about the number on the scale. It's hard, it's a hard mind shift to not think in terms of how many pounds I'm going to lose. And that's taken me a few months to get comfortable with that, but now I feel that my goal is that fat percentage, that muscle building, and making myself feel strong and confident.
Yeah, so I want to also talk to you about we have that word, the cheat meal, right? The one of the things I noticed about Pamela is she finally let go of that kind of, oh, I'm cheating, right? And it was kind of like, okay, you kind of go off of what you're normally used to, right? Maybe you don't eat the healthiest meal, but you don't beat yourself up about it anymore, right? You're kind of just like, all right, next day or next meal, you take it meal by meal, rather than I screwed up, I'm just gonna start over next week, right? So how is your relationship with food now? Let's just talk about how your relationship is.
Well, I think it's really important. For me, I don't even think of it as a cheat meal. If I'm gonna go off of my nutritional plan, I think about my goals for the day, and that was something that Frankie shared with me. Do I really want to eat those tortilla chips today? Is that okay? Is it within my goals? And if the answer is yes, then I'm going to go ahead and eat it and not feel guilty and not feel uncomfortable with the choice that I made. But if I feel that it's not within my goal, if I feel that maybe yesterday I had, extra drinks at dinner and I don't feel that I'm gonna, work towards building my strength, then I will choose not to have it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel guilty at all for any of the choices I make.
See, that's the biggest thing, is she doesn't feel guilty anymore. I think once we get over that hump, especially ladies out there, once you get over that hump of not beating yourself up so much, that's kind of when you start to see true progress, because you're like, you know what, I messed up, but the next meal or tomorrow, I'm going to be right back into it. I want to thank you again for coming on. The big takeaways I want you to take away is how you need to shift your mindset. Instead of such a short term thinking about, I need to lose 20 pounds in a month, right? Let's shorten that up a little bit. Why don't you focus on losing 1 pound at a time, 1 pound a week, which would be 4 pounds a month. You look down the road 5 months from now, if you average that, that's 20 pounds. You hit your goal from where you wanted to be, and you didn't have to give up your whole life. So, Pamela, any last words for anybody out there?
Nope, just keep thinking strong, keep in with your goals, and not let yourself get caught up in negative thoughts.
That's all. No, get all the junk out of your head. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.